around.
We'll have to see.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first best of 3 for us three here. It's going to be Boostgate going up against Zone 1. We got to see whether this Gwyn jungle can actually work out or not, because so far, Gwyn has not been having a good time here in wildcards.
Definitely. This is the rise to the top as well in Group A. Will it be Zone 1 to be able to make it forward, have a little bit of a step in the right direction, or will Boostgate be the ones to pick up that first point up first? We'll see how this all unravels.
Yeah, looking at the movements around the map, it does seem like Boostgate, they want to potentially stop Team Zone from moving around, because I think they want to keep it an honest 1v1, which I'm not so sure which team actually has a better honest 1v1.
Yep. Plastic Blast, one towards Kazue. That Lantern Flare is so good. Kicking off Bright, he is very low, but he has that passive that's going to save him too. So yeah, a bit of a quarrel in the river, but it's all fine.
Just very 50-50, right, in terms of that mid trio?
Yeah, good call. Towards Kid. That's going to be Whackter. Absorbing all the damage. The Void Crystal is so good on zoning out the players of Boostgate.
Yeah. Right now, looking at the builds here, Rupture for the Jushin, and looking at the build for Kazue, are we going to see a damage Gwyn? You know, something with concentrated energy into full defense. Maybe Genius 1 has been buffed up.
Yep.
It's possible. Maybe they're relying on that early game, right? They want to utilize that early game pressure. Unfortunately, it feels like the trades aren't as in favor of Boostgate Esports as intended. Team Zone seems to be being able to clear a lot quicker, perhaps because of the Eve as well, but we do see some rotations coming through. That's Bright and Exy in some action.
That's okay, just wait around a Turtle, man. Turtle, you jump, get 3 people, boom, you win.
I'm going to wait for the timing too, because the Gwyn hits level 4. Spatial Migration into the Violent Requiem is a one-shot, one-chance type of deal, and just like that, the first blood on towards Bright, secured by Whackter. They have Prio on the Turtle now.
Well, there it is, right? That damage coming through, they finally are able to get a little bit of a foothold in the early game, despite the trades in the mid that we saw earlier on. It looks like they want a little bit more. Bankai.
It's taken down so low. I think it's going to be fine. That's just a zoning type of deal to deal with the Turtle and not have Bankai disrupt their process of getting that objective.
Yeah, I feel like it's more about emotional damage, you know, just making sure
emotional.
that, you know, lower their confidence a bit, don't move too far up so that they have more forward momentum, you know, like Kaiba said in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you have 51% of the business, then you're better.
That makes sense.
Something like that. Something like that.
Well, look at the movement from Boostgate, though. They're invading the orange side of the jungle. Mountain Shocker connects onto us Identity. That's going to be the Jushin gone. The chessboard wide open for the Eve. Bright pops Revitalize. He's going to be fine with the sustain given. But that is an important kill for Zone. But that kill is given to K as well, the CC.
Yeah, Identity was a little bit too forward there, considering her sub-emblems, or his sub-emblems as well. The Rupture, right? You're not as fast, you're not as mobile, and you don't even have the tenacity as well to defend early game with that amount of aggression. But all in all, Boostgate Esports are still in the game. What?
Violent Requiem to the Crimson Beacon as well. Gap closers galore in the purple buff jungle. And another pickoff for Boostgate Esports.
I like that they didn't... Oh, hold on. Okay, Exy takes a bit of damage, but I like that there's no hesitation, right? The moment the Violent Requiem hits, all right. Identity now with the changes of Jushin actually does quite enough damage. So I like that they did not hesitate, they just go for it. And speaking of, it looks like Kazue is going to build more defense. It's really just on that emblem setup where he makes a bit more damage.
It's the first item Sky Piercer for RX, so I think Boostgate Esports kind of want to brawl it out quickly. He has a Fury Hammer to compensate for more damage. But yeah, that first item Sky Piercer is actually very ballsy, especially after the Granger nerfs that he received.
They're banking on that, right? Because as we get to the late game, you see Kenny on the Eve, you know, scaling. You can see YSS as well, scaling. And in that 5v5, when things don't seem as messy, it seems like Team Zone has a little bit more to say, right? Because of the AoE options that they have in their build. That's another pickoff.
Bankai, that's going to be the AOG to disrupt the players of Boostgate Esports, but the liftoff is good. XC gets Bankai. That is an important member to be taken out as this objective unrolls in front of our eyes. XC will try to zone out the players of Zone. However, Bright is close by. They're going to jump in from Wactor, misses the kick onto the back. The Mountain Shocker towards XC, but he buys time, and the eyes of the prize is going to be that turtle. Second one for Boostgate.
Yeah, look at Wactor trying to get one. Right, able to get away, but gets pulled back in.
Oh, the damage is good. Kazooie, good traceless from Zexora, and now they're going to turn him around in the back. The engage coming in from Team Zone. Oh no, Boostgate, they might bit off more than they can chew. It's going to be K arriving just in the nick of time to try to take down XC. But so far, Boostgate, they will have to back off. That is a slight loss for them.
Yep. Having the Malaysian playstyle after getting a major objective, you go for a fight.
A little greedy.
Just a little, just a little bit. But we can definitely see the idea from Boostgate here, which is basically to constant pressure everywhere. It doesn't matter, even down here.
Yep, that Mountain Shocker will not quite be enough to take down XC.
Yeah, so right now I really want to talk back here because RX does have the most amount of damage at this point, right? And I feel like even with the nerfs onto Granger, as long as Granger gets 40 stacks on that Sky Piercer, it's going to be good. Boostgate at this point really does seem like they just want to create as much space as they can, allowing Identity as well as RX to get those items. But again, it's really about controlling yourself. Yes, you get all this adrenaline, you're feeling good, the dopamine hit is there, you're moving forward. But sometimes, like a good friend of mine once said, pull it back in. You don't want to get fired.
No, I agree. Because
yes,
even earlier on, no, I was agreeing about something different. Wait a second.
Unbreakable into the RWM. It's going to zone out the players of Boostgate Esports. Identity has to lift off. That's going to be a good Jeet Kundo, but no follow-up. So that's going to be it.
Back to the earlier point. I agree, because even earlier in that match that we saw with Zeta, that was like a 7,000, 8,000 gold lead, and they completely threw it, right? So at this point, Boostgate Esports, despite how dominant and how aggressive they've been playing for the past 7 minutes, there's no gold lead yet. So it's still very 50-50. It's still anyone's game. This is going to be more important with how they execute it, because there you go. That's a move.
Oh, misses the Fallen Requiem. The Mountain Shocker on towards Wactor. He is gone and whacked. However, K gets deleted, and now it's going to be Team Zone turning. The tides are around. They get 3 kills all for themselves as the Traceless chases down XC. Zixora has to Traceless again, back to a safer place. XC tanks and eats all the damage, but that is very worth it for Team Zone.
And I think this just shows how simple of a draft Team Zone really had. They have very, it's very hard for them to make a mistake. We saw Cho Wactor there basically botching the kick, not having a good angle. So, and then going back old school, right? The combo between Gato Kacha as well as the CC, the Gato CC, the CC Kacha. I pull you in and then my guy jumps on you. It's a good and easy combo. So Boostgate at this point, having this 5v5 team fight is really not working out for them. They need some kind of pickoff.
They're forcing the Lord as well. This is just going to be an invitation for Team Zone to crawl out, shrouded in secrecy. The Mountain Shocker again on towards XE. He has a consecration to reposition. The RWM zones out. Team Zone as well. The left off is good. On towards Bankai. He's going to run around with the Purify as well. Repositioning. Revitalize Pop. They're going to resustain to prepare themselves for a second round, but everyone backs off.
So to talk on that note that Lefel just mentioned, I agree. It's either they don't go for a full 5v5 or they find a way to utilize the team's resources to bait the resources from Team Zone first, right? Maybe that's something similar as to what we saw earlier on, just right now happening. But if Wactor goes in and commits, it will be very difficult for them to look for anything, but it seems like they still want to go for it.
Yeah, Wactor is just taken down solo. The kick connects, but that's going to be Zexora connecting onto the Lord, but they go even deeper to the purple buff jungle. Xe repositions, Violent Requiem not committed. Bankai has to run away. That's a win for Team Zone, a slight one at that, but Identity gets Bankai as well. 2-0. And my, oh my, Team Zone walks away with the Lord.
That's a 2-for-1 trade though, right?
I don't think it's worth it. You want to know why? The kill didn't go with the Granger. Right? If you gave him that Sky Piercer stack, 100% worth it. The fact that you went over to Identity, it's kind of nothing. What you did was delay the game. If they were able to give the kill over to RX, that's a win condition. So it's one of those situations where it's like, yes, it's good. You know, beggars can't be choosers, but you really wanted those kills over to RX.
But Team Zone, they couldn't push with the Lord.
They can't. I mean, XC is you're just being a nuisance. But
Is it just like economic advantage? Because technically they lost a turret instead in the top side.
But look at them go up top. It's going to be locked down towards XC. He's taken down, but he's going to survive. A Uranus, as beefy as ever. Crimson Beacon popped, Identity wants to re-engage. Kazue watches the jump into the back line. RX is here to gun down the players of Team Zone. But look at Zexora in the back, just dancing on the verge of death. Boostgate Esports are losing their grip of this game. The jump in with the falling star. Moon Bankai eyes the prize on towards RX, but Wactor with the kick onto the back. Pops the Purify, is going to be Bankai. Zexora again, unstoppable. He is insane, but Boostgate Esports completely confused on what they have to do. XE has to bite the bullet, but thankfully, he saves himself.
Let me just say, Gwyn users are not having a good time now. Right? Because even if the jump connects, you're put in a very dangerous spot. And Boostgate, they committed a lot over to Kenny in that previous fight. But in the RWM, you can take damage, but you're immune-ish. You're not able to move the Eve away. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like they're playing their comp like a team fight comp when they really should just play like a pick-off comp. And the problem is, not enough damage for a pick-off.
Exactly. Not enough damage as well because the Guinevere has that tank build. RWM open. RX has that Rhapsody, or rather the that Sonata connecting. But yeah, the lack of damage, right? The Granger has no kills, has no stacks. The Guinevere opts for a much more defensive build with that Brute Force breastplate. K looks for the assassination, but that's going to be Zexora taking down XC. His first death swallowed bitterly.
So what's the idea now for Boostgate, right? Because they were banking on a snowball, right? For sure, right? With the way that they were playing in the early game, with the way that they picked up the Sky Piercer very early for RX. But at this point, does someone need to shift in terms of itemization?
I think what they need is for the Gato Kacha to just randomly ult inside the base. And then you kick someone towards a turret. And then give those 2 kills over to RX. And then by some kind of miracle, he gets 2 more kills. That's 4 stacks.
Okay.
And then...
And then?
And then what?
And they just don't throw.
I think it's too late to kind of like, you know,
I mean, we saw
re-itemize.
we saw Gatput like ulting the mid lane twice yesterday and twice.
And that was
died.
Wactor, by the way.
All right. Well.
So that's what I also wanted to talk about, right? Earlier on, I was like, you know what? Wactor on his show, he looks pretty good, because he was able to win on the show yesterday. And then we see, you know, this happening. So I couldn't bring that up as a point. Poor Wactor, man. Not having a good day either on the Gatot or the show.
Well, they're going to siege down bottom. It's all Team Zones for the taking. BOD and Divine Glaive completed for both the Yi Sin and the Yi. Otherwise, we'll just give Team Zone that inch. Push into the base. That'll gun down the players of Boostgate Esports. Up top, the Lord is pushing in. Traceless back from Zexora to play and approach this in a bit more safer way. But I think for now, Team Zone, they want to take breather.
Yep. RWM used and RX gets caught. Gato jumps in. Can they get a kill? Probably not.
Yep. They won't, but XC will bite so much damage. The Purify buffed by Bankai. They're going to siege onto the bottom side turret as well. Zexora, one last hit. Not enough. And now they want to go in. That's going to be the Violent Requiem. Is this a turnaround? The lift off as well. They get one, but that's just it. It's a trade for Kazue and Bankai. Boostgate Esports, they keep the crystal intact.
Like, you can see it in a way that they kept the crystal intact, or like they lose all inhibitor turrets. Are you half full, half empty type?
Whoa! XD just died kind of type. For me, I just buy a new glass.
They'll buy a new glass.
Yeah.
What about a jug of water? You know, it kind of like contains all of it. So not half, not full as well. You know what I mean?
So next game, maybe? Because, I mean, we're 14 minutes in. They have almost a 9,000 gold lead. We're getting to that point where Exora is starting to hurt a lot more. Kenny starting to hurt a lot more. Is Bankai building a damage or like the usual Esme build? I can't see. Yeah.
Well, Bankai has a talisman, so yeah, you have a bit of a cooldown reduction and that magic damage too.
Ooh, RX is 7th in terms of player damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky number
maybe-
7.
Yeah, maybe next game. You know, maybe next game.
I think it's over.
If Wachter can kick someone into the crystal, they might still lose, but they can get 1 extra kill.
So stat padding, basically.
Yeah. Because you know a wise man once said, never give up sometimes.
I think you should give up when the damage is that big, and there goes Kazue. Goodbye. The AOG will not connect onto anyone, but Zexora jumping in aggressively with the Traceless. The RWM opens up. It's saved by Kenny, but look at the players of Boostgate Esports scampering away to the base. The crystal is exposed. Falling Star Moon onto the back. RX can't do nothing but watch and probably play his violin. It's over. Team Zone gets game 1.
And they won with 10,000 gold. That was a dominating win. Not something we expected coming in from, honestly, Boostgate, because yesterday they looked amazing, but this time they look pretty shaky. And personally, it's draft. It's hard to apply the draft. We're about to jump into game number 2, and I believe the devs here feel like the draft has gotten better, but is it gonna be enough? Boostgate, can they actually get a win against Team Zone?
They need to. They need to, right? If they still want to stay on top of their group, of Group A, they need to stay on top. They need to find an equalizer and force this to a game number 3. Otherwise, Team Zone looking pretty good up there. But let's see, right? With the changes with the Hayabusa now in the jungle for Kazue, it seems like it's a more familiar territory for him to utilize. And as well as an addition of a marksman in the gold lane, they should be able to scale a lot better. So that window that we saw in game number 1 with the draft that they were, set on, it's not going to be applicable here. A little bit more flexible when it comes down to execution.
Yep. And we got to look at the movements of a Wachter here because, again, as a Cho, you can use as a zoner. Just make sure that you don't overcommit because sometimes when you do have a good set, your team kind of got baited to think that it is a good fight to take, but might not be. Speaking of, we got to look at the spells here. Kenny is going for that flicker, and Kate is having that purify.
That damage. Good carry. It's a good lane for the carry. Obviously, you're gonna have a good time, but once it comes to the mid game where you have to fight a lot, it's hard to traverse your way into that backline of Team Zone.
Jushin Emblem.
Yeah.
Oh, with the pull yourself together, thinking that you might get ganked quite a few times, so making sure that the flicker is up more often. But there's one small thing that we do have to discuss here, which is the roam boots, where with the changes, especially for Conceal, we just saw that Wachter had to go for the Encourage. And Encourage, you kind of have to be with your team to get the full benefits.
Uh-oh, Shadow Kale on towards K. You cannot purify damage, and that's going to be Kazue getting the first blood.
So you can see now that Boostgate, they're playing to their winning lane, right? They're giving a kill over. I don't think they should contest for this objective, but...
Yep, they want to. Mountain Shocker, and Kazue again! A thief from Boostgate Esports. That's going to be the liftoff, but Identity has to move back. Here comes XC, but in the back, that's going to be Bankai getting Wachter. Bankai will look for more of the hammer. The RWM being popped up. Identity has to go back into a safer position. He can't. He gets knocked up. Kenny gets the kill. Shadow kill from Kazue. And a heroic entrance from the Ninja. And Identity loses his life.
Overall, that was good because sometimes you do have to make that kind of play where your opponent don't expect you to go for it, but you still go for it. But again, even with the overextension, Boostgate does have a goal lead, so I think that's still good for them. And this is the big difference when you see just changing your jungler, right? Like, let's look at the hand cam here. Now that you're using Assassin, it doesn't matter using Shin or the Hayabusa, you can actually impact the map.
Look at that. Shadow Kale on towards Bright. One more hit. Bright is tanky. High loss. Can't really take down easily.
Damn, that was close. That was close, and I think that was also before Hunter Strike, right? So with the Hunter Strike, I think we could expect a lot more coming in from Kazue. That was unable for him to do that when he was on the Gwyn.
Yep. Well, look at XE now. the one
Hero has been slain.
that will be slain by Team Zone. And yeah, they turn out, obviously, with the Gwyn. You can't really do flashy moves like that and impact the map. Now, though, Kazue bags 3 kills.
Yep.
Counter-Strike as well.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Looking at the emblem builds here as well. A Black Eye Shield for Walkter, and now the having a lot more armor for the side of Boostgate. So they're really just worried about Zexora and possibly Bankai. Kenny is not something that they're too worried about right now.
I mean, up top, with the XE again. A target of operation for Team Zone. Pops the consecration, and he's going to be fine. XE will be able to try to sustain it, but the blazing the wet on towards RX. He flickers away into safety. The carry will still be safe. That's going to be 2 resources spent, and now they're going to focus on the turtle now. The back line, that's going to be Zexora bobbing and weaving. Good knock-up with the kick as well. Kazue gets Zexora. It's a mega kill for the Hayabusa. The objective in their eyes. Bankai screaming for help, has to flicker back. XE enters the fray. Another good knock-up from Wactor as Bright gets taken down. Bankai deleted as well. K is late to the party, and Boostgate, they feast on Team Zone.
That was so worth, right? They got the kills, they got the neutral objective. They're still at perfect turtle, by the way, and they were able to layer in an additional kill for RX. So now RX has a little bit more resources to work with up against K, and a lot more shield, gold shield, and they should be able to get that turret down as well in the top side of the map. How are they doing this when they couldn't do it in game 1?
I would say they look much cleaner now because when they actually go for it engaged, they can actually get a kill, enough damage there from Kazue as well as RX, which is different from the previous game. They can set it up, they just could not finish it. So I think this looks much better because there's balance in the draft. And I gotta say, shout out to Walker as well with the changes of the Joe using the encourage. He's actually staying around his team just to make sure he gives the extra defenses to his team, because usually as a Joe, you want to chase after the back line, but this time, even if you do, you're still close enough to your team to have full value of the encourage roam boots.
So yeah, that's why they're playing in close proximity, especially for Wactor. Golden Staff completed for RX. That's going to be a swift Trinity, I believe. Not yet.
One more.
Lacking the DHS, excuse me. Well, still, it is very quick. And Kazue picks up the Sky Piercer. He is warranted to get that item. He didn't justify it because he has 4 kills to his name. Now the kick on towards Bright. Pops revitalizes, goes to the back. XE trying to zone out Bright. Opens up the ultimate to run away, but that's going to be the Sky Piercer. Again, cutting down the high-lows.
Check. 1 check, 2 check, 3 check. Like, even if Kazue gets killed out and he loses the stacks on the Sky Piercer, they still have RX to fall onto. Like you mentioned, only a little bit more away from that Swift Trinity. That's a flicker already burnt out there by Kenny. They're feeling the pressure, and I think Boostgate, they're gonna be on the way to that perfect turtle. Team Zone can't contest.
Yeah, they're maximizing all that they have, the resources, and yeah, obviously Team Zone, they have to concede. This turtle will be 3. I think that's 2. That's 3 even. Perfect turtle for Kazue and for Boostgate.
Right now for Team Zone, they just got to play around K. And play around doesn't mean that he goes for the skills, but actually making sure that he gets the farm. That's the biggest problem. As long as his quad gets farm, and I feel like he needs... I'm hesitant to say Wind of Nature because yes, you can deal with the Haya, but true damage, man. True damage from the carry makes it quite difficult to itemize against.
Yeah. That Wind of Nature will quite possibly be in vain, especially with the passive that the carry
Look at that goal difference.
2,000.
Yeah. The goal difference is insane.
Oh, XE again? Should be able to get out though. But yeah. Goes back in? No, no. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Scored,
Oh, Kazue goes in. Okay.
No.
Back there.
He's taunting. He's taunting the players of Team Zone. Revitalized pop as well. The lift off towards Bankai. That's just going to be it. Look at Boostgate Esports. Able to get all the resources from Team Zone in a very, very confident way. Zexora sent up top again to just clear the waves.
Yep. And this is one of those situations where you just got to talk to each other and say, Sheila, don't be extra, right? Because they're in a very good position here, Boostgate. They should not be forcing fights and possibly getting throws. So just do like this. Take easy, clean objectives. RX now with the Demon and the Sword. They should be very confident. And just play at their own pace. Don't force things out. Jangan maksa.
Red team
Jangan
turret has
maksa.
been destroyed.
Nice.
Jampaksu.
Yes, Paxa, Maxa, okay.
It's the same.
It's the same. It's the same. But with an A.
I know my Malaysian.
Oh, cool.
I know my Indonesians.
Beautiful. Uh-oh. This is away. Obviously with the shadow, quad shadow, excuse me. Very, very agile, very mobile. People Dexora wants to lock into identity. Has the Crimson Beacon popped in the back. Blazing duet, but where's the damage? XC will eat up from the inside. That's a kick on towards Bankai. One less to worry about. Shadow kill! Finally gets Bright only. I thought it was going to jump into the back too, but yeah, that's going to be it. Boostgate, 2 kills, and possibly the Lourdes.
Well, I guess that's the timing that you're talking about, right? Because they're not forcing anything out. They're waiting for Team Zone to make their move, and then they completely harass them for making that move. 8,000 gold lead. They get a turret in the bottom side, another one. And I think, well, there you go. They're very quick to get that first Lord down. Wow. That's some shred.
That's going to be a 1v1. Get Mountain Shocker to bob and weave away from that shadow kill. But yeah, with the carry, your jungler doesn't even need to go and do the Lord.
Yeah. Sure, Kazui really appreciates that. And XC just being a front line, providing vision, providing information, even letting Team Zone know that, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
He is there.
Picked up the Chastis.
Baldwin.
Chastise or Chastise?
I don't know. I think
If you're Australian, it could be Chastis.
Chastise.
Chastis.
Chastise.
Anyway.
Really depends on which hemisphere you're from.
Southern. Yeah, speaking. Mountain Shocker to reveals vision. The lift off on towards Bankai, kicked in the back. That is going to be a very good kill, but the flicker away from him. K gets taken down so low. And look at the damage from Boostgate Esports. This carry is online, so is Kazue. 6-0-2. The Lord will try to march in.
Yeah, and look at Kazui, RX, and Identity. Now with the Wishing Lantern, this is going to be so annoying for Team Zone because your backliners want to stay away, but might get zoned out or actually get targeted by Kazui. And then your front line's like, dude, I don't want to deal with the Jushin or the carry.
It's a problem, for sure. It's a problem. And like the issues that we thought would surface with the carry pick is definitely not evident here. The spacing, the timing has been crazy. Oh, they're targeting Kazue.
Kazue, oh, he's going in! Oh my god! That's gonna be Kenny taken down! From the realm of the shadows. Oh, he's still bobbing and weaving, just shadowing away. But RX gets Bankai. That is beautiful. From Kazue, a cold-blooded killer. He does get taken down, but it is still very much worth it. And Boostgate, they want to go in for more. Sieging on the top side turret. Identity jumping in with the Crimson Beacon, shielding his team together. The left off will be cancelled. Pride will be safe, but RX still gunning down the members of Team Zone. Man, Kazue.
That was one of those plays that deserves a instant replay here. But look at the damage that XC is taking. Not very much.
Tickle my toes.
Yeah, so I think at this point, K does have the Trinity, maybe just needs any kind of penetration item. Either the Malefic Roar or the Malefic Gun. Looking at the items here, might go for the Malefic Gun. I hope he goes for that, because I feel like at this point, it doesn't matter if you build more defense, right? The other option, he might go for Sea Halberd, which honestly can as well. Either those 3 items, I think it will serve him very well.
Let's have to see. I mean, the carry now has extra range. The Malefic Gun too completed. So safety somehow to a certain extent for the carry. Lord spawns and Boostgate. They might want to get this, especially when they have a wave up top pushing. And yeah, they're playing their far lanes perfectly from Boostgate.
At this point, it feels quite long drawn already, but man, Exora is still level 13.
Yeah, it's only 12 minutes.
You're right.
He's level 13, so there's no opportunity for them to go for the contest either way. They need to figure out to find a proper defense, but even then, I don't think that Kenny was, you know, placed in a way that he was too forward. He was just targeted.
Yeah.
So what does the Eve do? Because technically, they're banking on the Eve to properly defend and for the wave clear.
Yeah, you kind of have to use a front line at this point and
Yes.
hope that Boostgate just use all. Oh, hold on, that's not.
Oh,
position.
shadow kill. That's going to be Kenny gets taken down so low. He has the kick on toward Wactor, but that's going to be the blazing duet. Is this the defense that Team Zone is looking for? Kazue and Wactor gone, and now Team Zone eyeing an opportunity to possibly equalize the conditions. Actually gets taken down quite a bit, up to half HP. And Team Zone will reset.
Okay, let's discuss this. Was that intentional or not?
I feel like it was. I feel like that was a bait.
Yeah, putting yourself in a position where the Haya would go in with 5 members there, able to punish. Bankai not gonna get lifted up here. Hey, if that was on purpose, shout outs to Kenny or whoever, made the call.
Oh, they're making a play. Mountain Chalker misses towards XC. The Consecration does give him that movement speed. So yeah, Team Zone, they will back away.
So what's Kazue's stack on, right? Because he got killed twice.
Can't really see it, but
I wish we could see how many Skypiercer stacks that he lost because of those
a lot.
few
I think a
moments.
lot.
Ask and you shall receive. Later on. I have a feeling 28.
28?
Left or lost?
Left.
Ooh.
Either 28 or like 30, 34.
Isn't that significant?
I think it's still okay, honestly, because I feel like even if he sells the Sky Piercer now, he still does a lot of damage.
Well, Team Zone trying to zone out Boostgate, and this might be where they will show out their namesake in Team Zone. I mean, trying to push away the players of Boostgate Esports. And I think the only way that Boostgate Esports might want to commit is the fact that they will wait for the Lord and then re-engage, re-siege towards players of Team Zone, because now Team Zone slowly but surely getting their items, getting the gold, especially with the kills towards Kazue too. That's somehow quite a strong bounty as well.
Now with the BOD, I feel like Kazue, it doesn't matter how much Sky Piercer stack he has.
And at this point, Exora's caught up in levels, and now K Wind of Nature instead. So he didn't go for that penetration item that you were talking about. But would this mean that he's ready for a team fight? Like maybe they want to go for a contest on Lord?
I would say he's safe against the Haya, but he still just has to be careful of RX.
Carry.
RX is the only problem. Other than that, I think he should be fine.
I think Kazue, yeah, he can just jump in and jump out, and the shadow kill can be tanked by multiple members, right? But if it's gonna be RX consistently gunning down and taking the damage to Team Zone, then that's where the problem lies. But yeah, the Lord secured safely by the players of Boostgate Esports and also Kazue. Is this the moment?
This may or may not matter, but Bankai does have that Winter Crown. So maybe he might go for a play, just bait someone in, and then Winter Crown, and then let something happen.
Uh-oh,
See?
so low, and they're not going to commit to it, but they open up the glorious pathway. Crimson Beacon for Identity, 2 resources, but I think it's much more worth it for Team Zone. Now, can they defend their base? The Crystal wide open, just a mid-tier turret separating them into a loss. The RWM and the kick, Bankai gets taken down, but K with the blazing duet, not enough to take down Kazue. Shadow kill, but that's going to be RX becoming the member that is much more scary for Boostgate Esports. As the Lord marches into the base, they will try to take it down. Zexora still alive, but is the damage enough? They still have the mid-tier turret to defend the base, and Team Zone hold on. Is this the turnaround? Zexora going mad, but it seems like he has to back away. That was his only chance at redemption.
I would say that one is brilliant coming in from Kenny as well as K, because K, you see that he goes in with the blazing duet.
The KK combo.
Yeah, the KK combo, Kenny K. Right
Exactly.
before K gets caught by that carry, I think he only took like 2 basic attacks, and then he just jumped back, switch places with Dexter, making it so that he can clear the wave. Right? It's nice to see, even at this crucial moment, 17 minutes of the game, is like, I know I need to deal damage, but it's not gonna matter if I die.
There's layers to it, right? There's layers to the defense now, and it's going to be even more difficult. XC?
Look at the burst. XC still alive with the Consecration. Good pick off, but that's going to be the shadow kill. Not enough to take down anyone. K gets whacked her, but look at RX go. He gets Bankai. It's a worth it trade for Boostgate Esports.
Yeah, look at the minions as well. Bottom and top. Not going to be pushing in the same time as mid here, but they are stacking up.
Yeah, went Stalker purchase as well for K. It's gonna help him clear the wave even faster, especially with the splash damage and the blazing duet. So at least for now, Team Zone still gripping this game at 10 fingers, both hands, but it's slipping away slowly if Boostgate Esports can bob and weave and just come and bait out all the resources.
We're knocking on 18 to 19 minutes, one of the longer games that we've seen in the wild cards, mostly averaging at around 15 minutes. We've seen a few games stretch to that 20th minute, but man, Boostgate Esports and Team Zone in the second game, they're really putting up a fight. We do see an item change for Kazue here, Lafel. No more Sky Piercer, Warax instead.
And again, he can definitely do that. Oh, it's like,
whoa, Zexora! The win of nature will save RX, and Zexora gets deleted. Identity will come in, but Bright so low. Shadow Kill in the back. Wactor looks for the kick, and Bright gets deleted. K with the blazing duet, but is it enough? It is not, and Kazue will put him down. It's just Kenny and his broken base. His friends taken down as Boostgate Esports, they farm the bodies and prepare their graves.
This is the end, right? It's gotta be.
It has to be it, Kenny. I don't think you can. Hold on, brother. The crystal wide open and Kenny bullied around in his own backyard. Boostgate Esports will not let slip of game 2.
it looked quite close there after quite, I would say like what, 2-3 times? Amazing defenses coming in from Team Zone. But eventually Boostgate, they were able to do it. And unfortunately, the
It is quite scary, to be honest.
well, ladies and gentlemen, Boostgate as well as Zone has proven to us this wildcard. This matchup is quite intense. But here's the thing, who's going to come up with the W?
Yeah, whoever goes down did not go down seamlessly, right? They had to lose a point there as we get into the wild cards, but only one will be up on top of Group A. Once again, that name, that question echoes for Group A as we get into the Land of Dawn, the final game here in this best of 3.
So now looking at the movements here, it does look like, at least for Team Zone, they want to get that early pressure. Because I really feel like if they can get an early rotation, I would say preferably in the EXP, because the sooner you let Arlit out of his lane, the better your rotations is going to be. So I'm really looking at Team Zone at maybe 1 minute 20, start moving towards that EXP, help out Bankai, and then just get a sustainable movement going in.
Oh, RX loses his Faraga armor just like that. Yeah, obviously it's still the early game, so he is going to be fine as of now.
And if that goes according to what you mentioned there, Lafel, then we should be expecting Team Zone to have a little bit more control over the neutral objectives. Granted that they do have the Lancelot as well to aid in that venture. Because it looks like now Boostgate Esports, they're caught in their own jungle. You can see Bright being as aggressive as ever. Very, very difficult for Boostgate Esports to look for anything or any opportunity on the map like they were able to in game number 2.
Yeah, I really feel like they really should. And if I were them, punish Wactor as many times as I can. Make sure that for a good 6 minutes of the game, he doesn't get his items. So there's no one to really open up the map unless Yusichin has his ult.
Yeah. Now we can talk about the Chusen as well. I think it'll be quite different. The playstyle compared to Identity last game, right? Because no pull yourself together, it's a rupture, extra damage, and you also have to go for the Purified too, because yeah, the Choke Kick will always be available. So that is a threat for Kenny. They want to go for the turtle. Mountain Shocker opened. Division also expanded. However, Team Zone still dancing in the pit. Final slash, I think, is committed quite early there.
Yeah, I think this is just a mistake coming in from Team Zone because they did not help Bankai out at all. And he's kind of crucial for them to win this fight.
Whoa! Zexora, beautiful retribution. You thief in the night, and he gets out with that. Fan and execution, retribution.
So that was revenge, right?
It was?
In game number 1, it was actually Kazue that was able to steal it, right?
Mm-hmm. He did. He stole a turtle that was skirmished over, but that one was like, that looked free for Boostgate Esports.
Beautiful, beautiful. The beauty of Lancelot in
Gorgeous.
these neutral objectives.
Gorgeous.
Flamboyant.
Exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Wactor so low, good final slash, but It's just gonna be onto Wactor. First blood for Bankai. XC still dancing around. And the traction pulse committed too, but they won't go any further. It's just Bankai with the vengeance. Ins and outs.
I would say Team Zone right now, they're not getting punished at all because despite them not letting Bankai go out of that EXP lane, they still got a turtle. And then over there, we can see the prowess of when they're moving as 4. It is quite a deadly combo. It's the kind of team fight composition of when you go in, you really don't go out. It's kind of like going to an annoying friend's house when they're partying and they never let you go home.
Oh.
It's only 3 a.m. It's early.
Yeah.
Essay, depending on where you're at.
But all in all, Team Zone doing quite a good job. But I'm thinking about like timings now, right? Because great, Team Zone has a good composition. You can see the power spike hit as well, especially in the mid game, because we're looking at Bankai, we're looking at Bright as well as K on top of that. But if it gets to the late game, if Boostgate Esports can relay that onto the late game, does Boostgate have a better comp in the late game?
Yeah.
They do. I
That's
mean,
it.
So timings. So is that what they're playing for now? They just need to buy time?
If Team Zone does
Minimize
nothing for
damage?
80 minutes, they will lose, yeah.
that's a long time, LaFell. Well, we'd be here all night, but Boostgate Esports, they want to stay around the turtle. It's going to be Team Zone testing this. It's going to be the Crimson Beacon onto his attraction pulse too. They want to run around, but Zexora gets the turtle, and now it is their time to re-engage on towards the players of Boostgate Esports. XC left alone, final slash purified, but Bankai has blood in his eyes. Zexora wants to dive in. The Thornt Rose won't connect as much, but XC still tanking so much damage that the Phantom Execution will put him down.
This is the kind of aggression that Team Zone really needs to maintain. Because I feel like if they can keep this up for another 6 minutes, maintaining between 3,000 to 7,000 gold lead, then they're at a very good advantage where they can get at least one inhibitor. In case something goes wrong, you can go for a backdoor.
Vengeance will not save K. That is the ultimate from the Xborg. However, Wactor is able to get right. Still, won't be good enough. Zexora looking for an assassination, RX. Oh no! Zexora has to puncture away and RX saves himself. He is still A-okay, but Identity will lose himself in the very hands of Bright.
Okay, this got messy real quick.
Very messy.
Right, we're seeing skirmish in the top side, we're seeing skirmishes in the river. But all in all, Boostgate Esports, especially for RX, did a great job enough to not just save himself, but also the turret from falling. So keeping their anchors in this early game, making sure they don't lose too much, making sure that Team Zone doesn't snowball out of control. Now, the question is, what is the next step after that? Do they maintain this level? Oh, wait a second.
Let's gonna jump in with a kick two towards Kenny. He will be okay. Now, Bankai Vengeance to the back. Identity still relatively untouched. Wactor is low though. This fight is split into 2. Here comes Zexora. Here comes the monster. The cold-blooded killer won't be able to feast on anyone just yet, but XE gets lifted up. I don't think they have enough damage, but K is hitting like a truck, so XE has to reposition himself far away.
Right now, Boostgate, they're doing what they really need to do. So step number 1, stop the bleeding, right? You stop the bleeding, wait for Identity, Kazue, as well as RX. RX, after he gets 2 items, he can really start to influence the game a little bit. But before that, it really is all about staying safe. I would say especially Identity. As long as Identity survives, it's okay.
They're gonna go in. That's gonna be Bright in the back. Final slash kind of misses, but the traction pulse and the mountain shocker combo gets Bright. Here comes Zexora with the Phantom Execution, the puncture away. And that's gonna be a loss, slightly, to Team Zone.
That is reflexes, right? Identity got caught in the final slash, no?
Yeah, but also this shows that Boostgate is reading Team Zone because they understand that Identity is the clear target, not really Kazue. And that's why we see Walker just hovering around Identity, knowing that someone will commit, and then he can use the way to drag it to punish.
Yeah, Purify, Crimson Beacon, safe passage for Kenny as he gets taken down slightly. Low HP, but he's gonna recall back to the base. So now it's gonna be resets for Team Zone. Looking to clear out the lanes up top and down bottom.
Because Kazue is also doing a very good job at catching up, right? Despite the 4,000 gold difference, Kazue is only 1 level below of Zexora. So if it gets to that point, there it is.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
He knew he was spotted. Final slash, dashes towards the final minion, and then flickers away. Beautiful.
Yep, but RX though in the mid lane, he might meet his demise. However, he has the Viraga armor. What? Bankai, after a beautiful play, gets himself killed in that process, and now it's gonna be evacuation for the players of Boostgate Esports. Identity gets spotted out. He calls just in time. Bright loses vision of him.
So close. If only he didn't hesitate. If only he just went in.
I think it was face checking the bush.
You know, Identity was holding his breath there.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, we
mean,
were
like-
too, a little.
I was clenching a bit.
Yeah.
I was holding my breath as well.
So about 4,000 gold here. XE jumps forward. And again, it's all about just stopping the bleeding, wait for... Because I think the Kimi only has one item, only having the glowing wand. So definitely not enough damage at this point.
Yep. Well, let's just see. This has been a brawly game from the mid game. So far, the Lord will be prio for Team Zone as they have a wave pushing down bottom. However, up top, Boostgate kind of have that opportunity. Fraction Pulse misses. Won't land on anyone. It's going to be Zexora in the pit. As XC eyes for him. Torrent Rose rather finishes itself, and that's going to be Zexora securing the Lord. Scot-free for Team Zone, and now they want to get this mid-side turret. It's a Sky Piercer purchase for Kenny.
What item is that?
Sky Piercer.
Yeah,
second.
second item.
Yeah.
Glowing one, Elegant Gem, glowing one, and then the Sky Piercer. All right, they're thinking that, okay, maybe we might not be able to close this out
Yeah.
in the late game, right? So they need a plan B. They don't have necessarily a scaling hero towards the late game, so they're banking that if it gets to that point, Kenny will have enough Sky Piercer stacks to be able to be that finisher for Team Zone.
Actually, Team Zone, they just figure out that we got to go all in, because even if you look at K went from a War Axe to a Hunter Strike, not going for a brute force. So it looks like from all sides, maybe even Bright eventually just go full damage.
Kenny locked down, has the Crimson Beacon, pops the Purify too. But look at Zexora doing heavy work down bottom, just gonna cut the wave and ensure that that minion push will be good enough for them. Ooh, Rose into the yo-yo by K, kicked into the back from Wactor. Mountain Shocker locks K in place, but he has the Vengeance. Bankai forces the Flicker away, has the Dauntless Strike to zone out the players of Boostgate Esports. They will reset. And that is a slight win for Team Zone because they're able to usher in their waves.
This is what in Indonesia we would call alot,
Alot,
you know?
like the hero.
Okay, say that again.
How do you explain it? Alot.
Alot is very
Tough, it's
tough,
hard.
Like you know, it's unsettled. It's hard
It's
to.
like it's difficult to push through,
Yeah.
you know?
It's difficult. Like you get what I mean, Lafel.
Yeah. I just appreciate Eterna now. She's just embracing that she has so many accents. And we're just hearing one per day.
Yeah, he's show off basically.
It's really alot for Team Zone. They can't close it.
Yeah, they really can't. But they're trying their best. And look at the back line now. XC gets taken out so low. The Sky Piercer is rewarding. That's going to be Kenny getting the kill and Zexora taunting the player of Boostgate Esports to go in further. But that is clean. Now they have a tri-lane push building up to try to crash the waves into the base of Boostgate Esports.
If they really want to push it, there's no Purify on Boostgate, except XC, but who cares, right? Just 4-man Final Slash, and then Force.
I want to look for it. Zexora puncturing his way left and right. Has the chance. That's going to be the final slash. Where is the follow-up? Thorn Rose. And that's going to be the Mountain Shocker zoning out Team Zone. That was a good final slash, but yeah, not enough burst damage for Team Zone to feast on.
I mean, he got 2. You said 4.
Hey, half of nothing is better. Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
it's
no.
off of 4, 2, so, you know.
Half is better than nothing.
mathematically-
Yeah, there you go.
Well, Lord Timer, 10 seconds. Seems like they want to contest this. Bright is sent on far lane duty. As a slow wave, or slow push rather, builds up for Team Zone. So now let's see, Boostgate Esports, I think they need to contest this, Lord.
They don't even have to win, but if they do, ooh, that's gonna be sad for Team Zone. If a steal happens, ooh.
I don't think it'll happen because Kazue is so far away, but maybe someone else can take it. Someone else might want it, but Zexora, clean as Daylight, and now RX gets final slash onto the back. Last Sanity will give him that anti-CC. RX will move away, still has the immortality too. So it's all fine and dandy for Boostgate Esports. But they lose that Lord.
Yeah, at that point, I think it was a little too risky. If we're talking about firepower, essentially the Kimmy has only 2 items, glowing one, as well as the Blood Wings. I
Yeah.
believe just defense. There's no damage in it, only from the glowing one.
Yeah, not enough.
Yeah,
Not
I
enough.
think they need a bit more time here.
Yeah. Despite her having space guns, if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt.
Space guns.
Like balloons come out.
Yeah. Bubbles even.
Oh,
Ah.
but bubbles can like get into your eye and like irritate.
Close your eyes.
I mean, you shower every day. It gets into your eyes anyway.
I guess I've been showering wrongly. Or you've been showering wrongly.
Maybe, but the traction pulls right inside, and now they have the Lord together into the mid lane. I don't think they will commit this. This is quite questionable from Team Zone because they don't have a wave.
Yeah.
Up top and down bottom, it's all...
They don't set it up. They try to force it.
Yeah, they were forcing it. Easy clear for Boostgate.
This is their fault.
Did you see the final slash?
Wait, Bankai?
Oh, you called it.
Am I like...
Bankai!
Oh.
Come on, man.
That was pretty crazy.
Hey, turn out we're both leaving in tomorrow.
Yeah. I need that moment for myself.
Hey.
I need a premonition.
Dude. Just say something that's so crazy it won't happen, and it will. Trust.
Team Zone is gonna lose.
No, that's too like abstract.
Ah, okay.
Say something like Zexora's gonna overcommit by dashing through all the minions and then get caught and die. Something like that, you know?
Like Sora is gonna kill all 5 and get a Savage.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Guess we'll see.
Well, item build. Oh, concealed play. Wagter looks for a kick. Beautiful. As K gets locked down, but there goes the traction pulls as well. Zexora bombing and leaving inside. Kenny with the Crimson Beacon will save his team with the shielding. And Zexora battling it out with Kazue. 1v1 up top. But the immortality from RX will pop as he will get taken down. Not quite yet. K. It's going to be Kenny taking down RX. It's Exi, Kazue, and Identity as the 3 last players to defend this space. A singular minion, or rather a wave behind it too, will force a way into the crystal, but they can end it right here, right now. Bankai misses the final smash. Zexora gets taken down as the immortality. The crystal is exposed, but they're still fighting for their lives. It's gonna be Team Zone cleaning house, but the minions are spawning. They have backup now. It's Wagter coming in. Kazue is here as well, joining the party. As Kenny gets the kill, there's gonna be Zexora with the Phantom Execution. It's not gonna be enough. The crystal will be taken down as Zexora and Co gets the 2-1.
Not a Savage, but we can definitely see the vision there. Zexora at the end there really dealt a lot of damage and chased after the right target. So I like the attempt, going for a kick, getting the CC, but the follow-up from Team Zone was just too much.
There were 2